Ayo, back at it again with another video. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. So, this is a video about Operation Paperclip. So this mostly has to do with NASA recruiting former Nazi scientists, rocket engineers, technicians, and whatnot. But most of the people who came from Operation Paperclip, most of them went to NASA and trying to develop rocket tech. So, Paperclip was a secret U.S. intel program which received more than 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians taken from former Nazi Germany to the U.S. for government employment after the end of the Second World War, when it ended in 1945, and then all the way up to, 1959. Many of these, let's highlight this real quick. Many of these personnel were former members and some former leaders of the Nazi Party. So, that's wild. Let's zoom in on this picture real quick. So, Kurt DeBus, former V2 rocket scientist who became a NASA director, sitting in between, so he's right here, so sitting in between President Kennedy and Vice President Lyndon Johnson. This is 1962. So, right here, LBJ here, JFK here, you got McNamara right here, plenty other high-ranking officials. This is at Cape Canaveral. So let's figure out who Kurt is. Born 1908, died 1983, German-American rocket engineer and NASA director, born in Germany, was a member of the SS. Was a member of the SS during World War II, where he served as V weapons flight test director, so V1, V2. So, a former member of the Nazi SS became a NASA director. So, I'm going to go down. Transferred to Fort Bliss, Texas, under contract as a special employee of the U.S. Army. Was brought as part of Paperclip, and he was deputy director at the Guidance and Control Branch through December of 1948. Were promoted to assistant technical director to von Braun at the Redstone Arsenal in Alabama. So, you got the bus here, you got Werner von Braun here, Saturn V rocket. Can we just take a moment and just look at this picture for a second? Former member of the SS, right here. Von Braun is also a member of the SS, a member of the Nazi Party, and part of the Allgemeine SS, a major branch of the SS. So, von Braun. So let's just take a moment to two former SS members right here. We got von Braun here, DeBus here, got Saturn V rocket in the back. I'll touch more on von Braun here in a minute, but I really want to finish talking about DeBus here. So, yeah, he was a member of the SS. Brought to the United States, became first director of NASA's Launch Operations Center, later renamed the Kennedy Space Center. So, first director of the NASA Kennedy Space Center, and under him, NASA conducted 150 launches, including 3 part of the Apollo program. Okay. So, NASA directors were apparently former SS members. That's it's a wild concept. Yeah, let's go down to key recruits. Let's go into Werner von Braun. So who's Magnus von Braun? I don't know who that is. My Wi-Fi is being weird. Okay, so it's his brother. Okay, interesting. So Werner and Magnus von Braun. So I'm not focused on him per se, but we're gonna focus on Werner von Braun. So again, member of the Nazi Party, part of the Allgemeine SS, and worked at V2 rocket facilities. He worked with Walt Disney. Yeah, he worked with Walt Disney on a series of films. So Walt Disney worked with a former member of the Nazi Party and former member of the SS on many films. His group was assimilated in NASA, where he served as director of the newly formed Marshall Space Flight Center. So, chief architect of the Saturn V, inducted into Academy of Engineering, and received National Medal of Science. So, yeah, he was a Nazi that, you know, got the Presidential Award for Distinguished Federal Civilian Service by President Eisenhower. So that's he was a major. He was a major in the SS, and he got the President's Award for Distinguished Civilian Service. So, yeah. What else we got about Werner von Braun? Oh, slave labor. So apparently during the V2 rocket program that he worked on, he basically used slave labor to do all that. So former Buchenwald inmate Adam Kabbalah claims that von Braun went to the concentration camp to pick slave laborers, also led by... They were aware of what they were doing. They went along the corridors. They saw the exhaustion. They saw the work. Not one time did they protest against cruelty, but ultimately picked slave labor to work. So he was a terrible human being. He was a major in the SS who used slave labor to work on the V2 and was awarded the Presidential Award for Distinguished Service. I feel like I want to throw up. All right, let's move on. So we got Kurt, we got Werner von Braun. Who else do we have that we can talk about? So many. I could honestly probably make an entire series on this, but there's a lot that I could probably talk about in this, but yeah. So this is Operation Paperclip. This is we got a group of 104 rocket scientists at Fort Bliss, Texas. Interesting. Yeah, so in 1945, Operation Overcast was renamed Paperclip because they would attach a Paperclip to the folders of those rocket experts whom they wish to employ. So if you're ever curious about why it's called Paperclip, then it's a pretty straightforward explanation. So yeah, that's a little bit about Operation Paperclip. I could obviously make more videos on that, and maybe we'll do that in the future, but this video is already getting a little long, so I'll end the video here. And that's a wrap. That's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Deuces.